What is the first step for treatment? Number one, go to the nutritionist for vitamins analysis. Number two, get a hormone test. Number three, make EEG test to be more sure about your brain health. EEG stands for electroencephalography, and it's a neurological test that records the electrical activity in the brain. EEG is usually used to test for seizures or other abnormal brain activity. So, what should we do to recovering from all our psychological illnesses? We should change our thoughts and beliefs. That's all. Before we start, we will shed light on an important matter that antidepressant numb our feeling for 24 hours. It causes an addiction. So I recommend that you replace antidepressant with nutritional supplements or natural sources like magnesium L-threonate or coconut oil or flaxseed, etc. It doesn't cause addiction and has a great benefit. And don't forget to consult a doctor to check if your body has an allergic reaction to these things. We point out here that every human being has a specific chemical. So you'll find some people are healthy and don't suffer from any diseases, but they have allergic to some food. On the other hand, some people aren't allergic, so that's normal because the chemistry of the bodies differs between humans. So always consult the doctor. As we mentioned before that, the treatment of all psychological illnesses is won by our thoughts. You need to change your false beliefs and thinking positively, and that's all. When we expose it to painful events in the past, it remains in our memories to the present time. So we always remember these events. It's like video clips in our head. We watch it all the day and live with us like it happened now. And when you have a problem with someone now, you start expect and creating a movie in your head. You are the screenwriter and the hero. So the movie full of problems, screams, crimes, and death. But in fact, nothing has happened and will never happen. You live in your fantasies. You created the unreal movie. So fold the page of the past. Don't expect anything in the future. Live your moment now. If you are eating now, focus on your food. You will feel its pleasure. Have you never eaten your food and didn't feel its taste? Or when you started and when you finish it? Do you know why? Because you didn't focus on it. Your mind living between the past and the future. So everything we focused on, we will enjoy it and will be creative in it. Whether we eat, we work, etc. If you want to be creative about something, you have to focus 100% on it. And don't do anything else. For example, while you are drawing, don't thinking about something else. Focus on your painting only, and don't watch TV or chatting on the phone at the same time. Because when we do many things or we thinking about many things at the same time, Our brain got confused, so will not gives you will perfect result. Our brain isn't designed to receive multiple commands at the same time. This leads to the stress. All creative people around the world have worked smartly, and in order to work smartly, you should keep your brain calm. So keep this rule in your mind that work smart, not hard. So that creativity isn't by the abundance of work, it's by the quality of work, even though it's a little. If you create one unique work, it's better than to do hundreds of normal work. So be creative and discover your energy. Everyone has create energy inside him. So discover your energies and work on it. You can and you will. If you have a fear of death in the future, be sure that everybody will die. And if you exaggerate the fear for children, you should know that children are exposed to everything, such as accidents, wounds, fractures. So do what you should to do and let life continue. The life is short, so enjoy it. So this is the fact of life. We live to accept the fact, not to change the fact. Believe me, the things that scares you most in this life will become trivial for you if you change your belief. So, why are we afraid of certain things? It's because the mind has given a huge size to this thing, and it's actually nothing. The exaggeration things creates to phobia. Observe your behavior, thoughts, feeling, and your manner of speaking. Pay attention to your body language. Be balanced in everything. Walk balanced. Raise your back and the chest. Open your shoulders. This is how the self-confident walks. And don't do the opposite. Whether you are walking or sitting, as the curvature of the back and shoulders. Try to move each organ in your body for a specific reason. The psychiatric patient has some involuntary movements that stem from his negative feelings, such as moving hands or walking at home or grabbing a certain things for no reason. So think about everything before you do it. Even if it's small. As for thoughts, whenever a negative thought comes to your head, immediately tell yourself, this is an illusion. I don't care. No problem. It's easy. These thoughts will disappear gradually. And if you feel that your voice has changed and that your speech isn't balanced, you should train your voice, as we mentioned earlier, and talk to yourself. Imagine that you are in front of people and talk. If you aren't satisfied about your life, that's because you look at who higher than you, whether on the social or financial level, etc. If you want to be satisfied about your life, look at who below you. If you have something to eat every day, be sure that a lot of people sleep hungry. If you sleep normally, be sure that a lot of people can't sleep without a medicine and can't sleep due to pain. So if you want to get everything in this life due to the happiness, so you are wrong. Be sure about that nobody in this life got everything, because the life gives something but in return takes something. This is the law of life. Even though we think that this kind of people are happy and got everything, no, it's not the truth. Maybe you are live better and happier than them without you know that. Let's give an example. If we draw a black point on a white paper, what will you see? The white paper means life, and the black point is our problems. So, if your answer is the black point, it's mean you focus on the problems only. So why we should focus on the small problems if we have a big white life? So look at the positive side of the life and take it easy. This rule, you can use it every day, even in the most difficult cases. Take it easy. So we create the happiness and miserableness by ourselves and by our belief. When you do a good things for someone, don't expect or wait even to thank you. And if you provide a service to someone, don't expect from him to do a service for you in the future. Learn to be a good person because you are a human being. Help people without any reward. We mention here that helping people boosts the self-confidence and rise the self-worth and helps release the dopamine. So try to help people. And if you respect a person, don't expect him to respect you. In our society, there are some people who abuse us for no reason, whether it's at work, at the university, or at home. Why? Because you are better than him, in his opinion. It's simply the envy leads him to offend you. So be sure that the problem with him, not with you. And even though the society rejects you and no one respects you, be sure that you are special in your society. You should be proud and confident of yourself. So don't allow to anyone to affect you negatively or make you doubt yourself. Learn to turn negative things into positive feelings. Maybe all your psychological problems and the lack of focus due to lack of oxygen in the brain. So the best treatment is to do sports for 45 minutes every day, because when you make sports like running or swimming or even walking quickly, then the blood circulation speeds up. Then the blood begins to pump oxygen to the brain. Let's answer an important question. Do our negative feelings lead to physical illnesses and pain? The answer is yes, because our negative feelings weaken the immune system, which leads to illnesses and physical pain, or even skin diseases. if you are an angry person with or without a reason, so be careful. The anger destroys your health, it damages your nerves, and afflicts you with physical and psychological diseases. So, if you feel angry with or without a reason, be sure that there is a reason. So, review yourself. You will find the answer. So, the anger never solves the problem. Let's mention here that our mind stops working under three cases: when we feel intense anger, intense fear, or intense lust. For this reason, someone says that I was very angry and didn't know what I was doing. He couldn't even remember what he had done. He is honest because he lost his mind in that situation for moments. So be quiet and be careful. Have you ever talked with yourself or imagined someone and talked to him? Be quiet. You aren't crazy. It means that your mind is mature. Some people think that who talk to himself, that means he is crazy. On the contrary, geniuses use this method to develop their personalities, their voice, increase their self-confidence. This method improves the way you communicate with others and develop your way of speaking in front of people, whether you are a professor or director, etc. One of the important ways to increase your self-confidence is to motivate yourself. Talk to yourself in front of the mirror. Say, I can, I will do it, I'm beautiful, I'm healthy, I'm strong, I'm active, I'm successful. So the brain will believe it and deal with this word as a reality. And by that time, you will feel really confident. Plus, learn new things, be active, go to the gym, join the social activities, read books, watch motivations videos. In this life, there are psychological barriers for everything. If you break this barrier once, that feeling will never come back to you again because you broke it. You kill it. For example, you are afraid of high places? Go to high places. If your fear barrier isn't broken the first time, it will be broken in the next times. This is the only treatment for obsessive compulsive, which is to do the opposite of what scares you and do the opposite of what yourself says to you. For example, did I lock the door? Answer yourself that I don't want to lock the door. In order, don't make sure that the door is locked repeatedly and the obsessive overtakes you. Another example, yourself told you that there are cameras at home. Tell yourself, no problem, so let everybody watch me. I don't care. The mind is the best student. The more you teach it, the more it excels and develops. Many people believe that life stops at a specific age. It's due to their belief that they will die soon, whatever they are convinced of that or not. When many people reach the age of 40, 50 or 60 and they haven't married yet, for example, or they haven't studied at the university, or they don't have an own job, so they don't marry, study, or establish a business. They don't do anything related to the future. Who told you that if you got married at the age of 50, your children wouldn't grow up in the front of your eyes? And who said that? Who got married at the age of 20? He raised his children. Many people died shortly after their marriage, and they were in their 20s. So use this role throughout your life. Behave as you are 20 years old. This rule will change your life, will gives you motivation and hope. You will make decisions that you have deleted from your life. So behave like you won't never die. Let's mention a story about a person who was 70 years old. He studied at the university and obtained a doctorate. Then he began working as a lecturer at the university at the age of 80. So learn to be like him. The ideal person is prone to the depression and mental illnesses and strives for perfection and acts like an angel. He is an ideal person with all people and in all situations. He expects acceptance of all people to him without any criticism or offense. He expects from them to be idealists and to treat him likewise. Once exposed to any criticism or offense, no matter how simple it is, he feels anger and sadness. And with recurrence of these situations, he may develop psychological illness in the long term. The problem is he doesn't make any reaction in all or some situations because of his belief that the ideal and upscale person will devalue himself in front of people in case of a violent response or shouting. For example, he's convinced that he should be always polite with all people in all situations, no matter how others provoke or attack him. This person is very sensitive. Never forget who hurt him. In addition to that, he doesn't make any reaction. He suppresses the feeling of anger and sadness inside him. The type of memories and fantasies start working. He starts to remember that situation and imagines the appropriate response in that situation. Scream loudly, fighting, which lead to the constant stress. When all these negative emotions and excitement combine, it will lead to the depression in the long run. Idealism is a good thing, but you should know how to manage this idealism. You as a person, you aren't required to be perfect in this life with all people and in all tough situations. Change your belief that you are an angel. We aren't angels. Even if you ask this person, are you an angel? He says no, but his answer stems from his memorization, not from his personal conviction, whether he know it or not, because all his actions indicate the opposite of his answer. He heard this sentence, "We aren't angel," and memorize it. We live in a society, and society contains good and bad people. So whatever you do, you won't be able to satisfy or accepted by people. There is a type of people who loves to offend other with or without a reason. So be strong in the tough situations. Learn to defend yourself. Offend who offends you. Be rude with who is rude. This action doesn't detract from your self-worth, but on the contrary, it raises yourself and increase your self-confidence. Change your convictions and work with it. Don't care about anyone's opinion. We don't live to satisfy people or change the reality. This is the reality of life, so learn to accept the reality. Sometimes we find a person who doesn't accept that someone insults the one they love and makes violent reaction when someone offends to one of this close to him, but if someone insults him, he doesn't do anything due to idealism and sophistications. When we ask him why, he answered that offending me is easier than offending the one I love. This person doesn't love himself, whether he knows it or not. If he loves himself, he would defend himself as he defended the one he loves. Deal with your soul and body as a deposit and save them to learn to love yourself. Most of the depression cases which spread in the world due to that people wrong view of life, the future and the happiness. They think that the life disappointed them, whether in the professional life, emotional or future. They aren't satisfied that they have. They expected better future. For example, when the person be teen, he starts dreaming of his beautiful future after the graduation, high salary, love story, which is in the movies or serials. But in fact, they disappointed themselves due to their wrong beliefs, their expectations, the superficial view of the meaning of happiness. These people believe that when they achieving their dreams, they will become happy. So they limited the concept of happiness to some of their goals and dreams, such as fame, wealth, a high position, professional job, etc. So after a great effort for many years and achieving all the goals they dreamed of, they don't feel real happiness because they convinced themselves that happiness is limited to their goals only, such as fame or riches, for example. Who said that the rich or famous people are happy? Don't be fooled by social media or television and fooled by the wide smile in front of the cameras. So after achieving all dreams and spending many years of pursuing the dreams, he didn't find the happiness. So what will happen? He will have a new belief that nothing in the life make us happy. And life isn't worth living, so he loses the motivation to achieve any new goal. Here, the person feels disappointed, suffering, despair, sadness, depression, which which lead him to suicide sometimes. Also, the person who couldn't achieve any of these dreams or doesn't satisfy about he has will feel the same negative feelings because all the psychological illnesses related to the happiness, whether directly or indirectly. So everybody look for the happiness, and it's one of the most important causes of the depression. If the person understands it wrongly, so when we are recovering from all the psychological illnesses, we will feel in the real happiness automatically because our brain will work well, our thoughts will become positive, our view to the life, to the matters, to the future, to the past will change it. The meditation is living in the imagination by focusing only on what you imagine. It improves the focus, the memory, the intelligence, and maintains the brain health. How and where to meditate? It's simple. Just close your eyes and imagine beautiful things and enjoy the smallest details. For example, imagine that you are in the space or you are on a trip to a beautiful island. But if you were in an open place, for example, if you were on the beach and looking at the sea or looking at the sky, so no need to close your eyes. As for the place, there is no specific place for the meditation. You can meditate whatever you are. Meditate on the bed, at work, in the nature, and whatever you are, while you are standing, sitting, or even lying. It doesn't matter. The important thing is to forget everything and focus 100% up to your imagination only. So, what about the time? Meditate for 20 to 30 minutes every day. It's enough. Let them ask themselves if you are the same person who know or not. Yes, it's you. And don't forget to love yourself in order to can love